What's up, cuz? Honestly, just wanted to show you some back testing on the screen. What I have right now, as you see, are the odd flats. On this screen, I went back and I plotted each day. I put a line at 6 o'clock because we know we only want to trade during the time of 7, 8, 9, 10. So at 7 o'clock, at the bottom down here, it says 1400 at 7 o'clock. What I did is put a line, this red line, at 6 o'clock so that we can see everything to the right of that. And all I did is see which levels got hit first. And when that level got hit, I basically took trades at the level. So like something like this, you see it pushed down and then it came back up. So it came back up during 8 o'clock, right, which is 1500 on my time. Hit the 900, and what did it do? We put the stop loss for 660 pips or 6,000 pips, and it actually didn't hit the stop loss, and it actually pushed the TP. So that's a winning day. We're using a 0.25, that's $5,000. Another one, first, on this one, iron flat that got hit, 700, took it, took a buy, pushed to the next one. That's a winning trade as well. So as you see, I have these yellow circles on top, basically showing that it's a winning trade. All I did was wait and try to be more realistic to see if we took the right position. Because, like, yes, we probably wouldn't have been looking for a sell, especially knowing that we just pushed from 500. So at 8 o'clock, as soon as it touched, most likely buy. And when we buy, we put that stop loss at 60 pips. Stop loss didn't get hit. Next level got smacked. Same with this one, we're above this 11 moving average. During the time of 8 o'clock, all it did was pull back. And when it pulled back, it broke above what level? 300. And after it broke above 300, came back, retested 300, took the buy. Next level, that's the winning trade. Another one down here. We plan around, we just approached this 500. If you look to the left of it, we just now hit the 500 this day. So we should have been looking for some big pullback or big, especially seeing this big day the day before. I'm looking for sales. So as this breaking this 500, I will want to get in an entry somewhere around here, or I could have taken it exactly at this 500. So once you take it at that 500, stop loss go for 60 pips. Stop loss go for 60 pips, regardless it didn't get hit. TP got smacked. Another opportunity, broke up under what? 300, came back, retested 300, took another sell, next level got smacked. That's a winning trade. Here's another one, 1300s, which is 6 o'clock. First line I got smacked was the 700. We also was above this 11 moving average. So once it pulled back to the 700, take the buy, stop loss goes 60 pips, which is out the way. TP got smacked. So it's just 5,000 at the 5,000 winning days. This probably would have been our first losing day because we honestly would have tried to look to take a buy right here. First line I got smacked was a 300. I smacked it, and then would have took a buy. Stop loss went for 60 pips. And as you see, it took us out to trade. We would have lost before it actually pushed up. Was there more opportunities? Yes, as it was coming out, we could have went to smaller time frame, wait for the 11 to break on M5 or M1. And as it's approaching, yes, we could have been able to take a buy back to 500, but I'm just doing it because we truly look for a trade at 7, 8, 9. We're really trying to get in. So when it first hit this 300 level, we probably would have tried to take buys back up to the moving average, and it would have been a losing trade. So I'm not going to count that one. This one was kind of news. As you see, we was above the 11 moving average. Let me grab it on 13 real quick. So 13 was right there. 7 o'clock pushed, it rejected off this 11 moving average. So if anything, I probably would have been trying to take a buy to probably retest that 500. So if I would have took that buy, it would have been a winning trade from level to level, even though it shot all the way back down, right? This is one of those days where we thought it was going to go to 32,500 as well. But you remember last week it shot all the way back down to 3,500. So definitely would have been looking to take a buy especially during the times of 789. I probably would have been trying to take a buy directly at 100 to push to the next level. So it would have been a winning trade if I had to that. All I'm doing is showing you where profits or entries and exits are at. So I like this. Like I said, I like the I flat. So 100, 300 smacked. Next day, 9 o'clock is right here. 6 o'clock is right here. 7 o'clock kind of gave us some rejections. Yeah, you could have tried to get in at the bottom there, but I didn't count it. Only reason I didn't count it is because it didn't fully touch, right? So I took it. But seeing that we pushing back up, right? And we caught these buys together last week when you actually made a lot of money, right? We caught a lot of money last week. Basically, it was pushing up, and like I said, we thought it was going to 32,500 anyway. So we would have had another winning trade had we just got in at 100. That was actually the first level that was touched. Take the buy to the next level. That's another winning trade. Here is another losing trade only because it was not a bad entry. 300 was the first one touched. Take a sell. Stop loss went for 60 pips, which wasn't hit, but the market did not push fully for 20,000 pips to the next level. It pushed for 15,000, 16,000, which is a great amount of pips, but it didn't push all the way back down to the next level, so I didn't count it at all. Here's another opportunity where, oh shoot, let me go back. Where were we? Here's another opportunity that I would really consider as a win, simply because for the strategy, right? We are basically, I'm just showing you how powerful odd flats are. So when it comes to odd flats, don't get me wrong, I go to M1 and wait on that 11 moving average or a 9 moving average to get broken before I take a buy. So if I what day is this? So 8. So it says 8 at the bottom, right? I'm gonna go to M1. So June, or was it July? July 8th. We could have basically waited on more moving averages, or my entry would have been once that 11 is broken. What I like to do when it comes to using these odd flats, I already know that 300 is a very powerful area. If you had took it directly at the 300, you would have lost this trade. But like I say, I go to smaller time frames like M1. And as we approaching 300, and I still see that we are far away from this 11 moving average, let me delete this. I try to wait on at least a bullish candle, like a first green, or I would basically just get in as it's pushing down. That's just pure confidence, knowing that we should get some rejection off that 300. So instead of getting in at 300, I'll sometimes wait and get in right there. And if we get in right there, push the stop loss down here. So the entry will be out of here. As you see, the stop loss number got hit before it actually went to the next level. Even if you would have took it somewhere up there, stop loss would have still been great. Waiting on it to break the 11 kind of would have been sketchy because it pulled all the way back down for basically a double bottom. Stop loss probably would have got hit if you had took it late. But like I said, sometimes you could just wait on this first green or a couple green, 1, 2, 3, take it on that fourth one as it's breaking this high right here. So this high of this first green, as it's breaking that high of this first green wick, entry can go right there. Stop loss go for 60 pips still. So about somewhere in there. It's still a winning trade. So I counted that as a winning trade. Based off of just going down to smaller time frames. But although the strategy is just entering at those odd flats and odd 50s, you still have to add just a little bit more confluence in it. So consider this as a winning trade. I'm gonna highlight it, even though it didn't even though stop loss barely got touched. Had you took it directly at the 300, right? Let me fix this real quick. I'm trying not to be too long. But even then, if you you can say what you want to say, because honestly, all I gotta say is that it didn't go to you know, if you had trying to look for a buy at 350, right? Boom, it would have not worked, right? Even down here at what, 250? 250 probably would have worked. Yeah, 250 would have worked. The 250 is not the odd 50, so I'm not even gonna count it. But yeah, it's another opportunity there. Here's another one. First one to get smacked was 300. How we looking for buys since we're above the 11 moving average? Try to buy off that. This would have stop loss would have got smacked, so that was a losing trade. Here's another one. Winning trade. Market came down first, hit the 900. Once it hit the 900, stop loss goes 60 pips or so. TP was smack as you see. And this is just touching it. Again, this is just touching it, the 900. Like I said, I got a smaller time frame, so my entry could have been somewhere like this. I just have pure confidence. That's why I say the 900s just give you, basically, it gives you a sense of direction. I know a rejection or something has to happen around at 900. One in trade. Here's another one in trade as we break in this 900 again the day before. We were up under the 11 moving average. Had some pullback, but as we see, it's starting to push hard as hell, breaking through the 11 moving average. Could have basically been trying to take a sell from there to the next level. So I counted that one. This was another losing trade. First one I was hit was 100. It wasn't a losing trade because stop loss got hit. It was more because it didn't push fully to the next level. So could have got profit. And like I said, we you know, you can start moving your stop loss to profit after it breaks halfway, or you know, just let it ride all the way. It doesn't matter. But regardless, we would have put our stop loss to be break even had it pushed this far anyway. So I counted that as a losing trade, but it could have still been a winning trade. Not all the way to the next level, but it's still a great area for as far as that sell. So here's another good trade. 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock had some rejection up the 11 moving average. So 8 o'clock as it's pushing back up to the 700, could have been looking to take that buy, especially if it just pushed, reject this 11 moving average. I probably would have got in somewhere down here and try to take my risk down there and understand that the 700 was powerful and had to push it back up. So I probably would have, my entry probably would have been somewhere down here, but as you see, stop loss never got hit. Had you not traded at, you know, 7 o'clock, and like I said, 7 o'clock, I don't feel like going down to smaller time frame. Entry could have been somewhere like there, or just right below it or something. Stop loss would have been perfect. So yeah, kind of as a winning trade. Here's another one. Again, another opportunity where you could have just went on smaller time frames. Pulled back pretty strong, but stop loss barely got hit. So yeah, we're talking about just taking a trade straight at 700, but I need more confluence in smaller time frames or just overall structure, knowing that it had to come back to retest. As you see, we broke Bunner. So we know we had to get back some retests, and as it retests, could have been looking to take a sell as soon as it came close and down, put the stop loss all the way up here versus. So yeah, it's just more. I didn't count it as a win, but yeah, bro, it's still a win. Spaced off structure. This was a definitely losing trade. Pushed too high up. Hit stop loss. Not good. This one was a winning trade. Had some rejection from the 11 moving average, so my overall bias would have been to go up, especially seeing that we just pushed off this 500. So would have been trying to take a buy from there to the next level, which is a winning trade. Here's another one where it went too deep into the stop loss. Didn't like it. Losing trade. Here's a simple one. 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, all of them basically pushed up to 900. Take the buy. We also above this 11 moving average. Winning trade. Here's another one. First one that got hit with 700. Could have just flat out took the sell, right? Boom. We already pushed for that 40,000 pips from down there to up here, 40,000. So we know a big reversal usually happens. Take the sell or go to smaller time frames, get in somewhere up here versus taking it exactly at 7 o'clock. Regardless, it's still a winning trade. It pushed from that level to this level, which is 700 to 500. Winning trade. Here's another one. Pushed off of 100. 7 o'clock didn't touch anything. 8 o'clock came back down, touch 100, and as it hit the 100, could have been looking to take a buy, take the buy, could have held it for a couple more levels. Still a winning trade. Here's another one. 7 o'clock came back down. 8 o'clock came back down. Could have took it flat out at the 300 or go to smaller time frames, wait for the 11 to get broken. And as it got broken, take the buy. Next level still got hit. This one was a losing trade. If we was looking to take a buy as we pushed above this 11 moving average, we had a hard spike, which hit stop loss. You can't really beat this. That's just market doing its thing. So it's a losing trade. Here, right here, is a winning trade. I still consider it as a winning trade because during the time of 7 to 8, we already know that we are just pushing off the 500, right? So overall, we've been looking to take a sell. We was already in downtrend structure, created a lower high, and I would have been looking for this day to push down, especially seeing that the day before was very bearish. I don't see this going all the way back up if this day was already a bearish candle. So I would have probably been looking to take a sell. So during the time of 7-8, my entry would have been probably sooner. And what I like to do sometimes is draw that fib from top to bottom. Boom. And instead of entering exactly at the 7, I could have been looking to take a trade. It's 38. Stop loss goes for 60 pips. So far out the way, boom, somewhere up in there. Still a winning trade. Even though I didn't count it as a winning trade, I did count it as a winning trade. It's a winning trade for sure. Here's another losing trade with all this momentum coming back down. 7 o'clock, I'll probably been looking for a buy at this 100 mark, which wasn't a bad buy. You know, we was in profits a lot and then it pushed all the way back down. But as you see, we are up under this 11 moving average. So trying to take a buy is kind of dangerous. I would say 7 out of 10 times, probably 8 out of 10 times is probably dangerous, but it wasn't a winning trade at all. Here's another winning trade. 6 o'clock was already playing around. This 500 level was the first one to get touched. 7 o'clock, I would have probably been looking to take a buy as it pushed back towards the next level. So take a buy somewhere at the 500, take it buy, and hopefully it gets to 700, which it looks like it did, $5,000. Here's another one in trade. First level we touched was 700. So like I said, the smaller time frames, or just let it hit the 11 moving average on each one. Hit it. Entry could have been somewhere up here versus where it's at right now. But yeah, you could have let it basically hit the 11 moving average, mess around with the stop loss. Hit the stop loss, same amount, 60 pips. Try to get as close as possible, but that's the one trade right now. Sometimes you just gotta let it push from level to level. Sometimes we try to control it, but who could ever truly control it? Here's another one. First one I got hit was the 900. Take the sell, go back to the 700. Easy trade. Another one. I consider this one was a big push, right? Because we had a big push off the 500. Look at all these rejections at this 11. So I would have been looking to take a trade here at this 100 back to this 900. Winning trade, I consider a winning trade just off of market analysis. A couple of days before, market pushed up, came back at this 100 first. And as it hit the 100, take a sell. Looking to try to get back to get back to 32,500. So you could have held the sell all the way back down there, or you could have just took it at the next level down here or up here. It doesn't matter. Winning trade regardless. Stop loss never got hit. The day before, here's another winning trade. First line I got hit, or first eye flat got hit. It's the 100. Take the trade at the 100. Stop loss goes for about 60 pips. Came close to almost hitting, but like I say, we're gonna scroll down to smaller time frames, at least try to get it a little bit above that 100 mark. The market will never truly hit that odd flat without probably leaving some type of small wick above. So sometimes you can just sit there on M1 and wait for it to go just slightly above or below, and then probably get in on a trade versus trying to take the trade exactly at the mark every single time and you're going to stretch yourself out. So yeah, that's a winning trade. This one is a losing trade only because stop loss was hit. But like I said, the only reason stop loss was hit is because we could have scaled down to a smaller time frame. We didn't. I was just basically showing how if you just took it at the 700, yes, stop loss would have got hit. But what day is this? June 7th. June 7th, we can go down to June 7th and see what happened. June 7th is right here. So as we first hit this mark, I would have been waiting. So are we up under this 11? Yes, we are truly up under this 11 moving average. See, as we approached, let's see if I can delete this. But it doesn't matter. So as we approaching this 11, we are still floating up under this 11. I mean, as we approaching the 700, we are truly still floating up under this 700. So nothing is telling me to truly buy yet, right? I could have been looking to take a buy. Huh?
All they had was small when they got there.
Are you serious? Yeah. Damn. Did you get a gas, man? So yeah, you good, bro. So basically, I'm on a call right now. So basically, you good. So basically, if this get broken, you can just go ahead and start looking for a buy instead of just taking it flat out at this 700 level. So stop loss, so entry could have been somewhere down here. But like I say, sometimes just let it push directly past 700, and then try to just go ahead to get in on a buy, stop loss for 600 pips, and just wait for it to push to the next level. So could have count that as a winning trade. I forgot where I was at. But basically, yeah, I went back and I already looked at some of these because this one's a losing trade, not because the stop loss got hit, it was because then I actually pushed for the whole 20 pips. This one was a winning trade, came back up to the 100 mark, took the sell right back down. Since we're up under the 11 moving average, would have been a great sell. I think that was the last one. So yeah, because now we can try to switch over to H1 on odd 50s. Odd 50s, as soon as it hit right here, 150 take the sell, losing trade. Stop loss was hit. Could have done the same thing as far as like going down to smaller time frames, but this is kind of like a long wick. Regardless, I think I lost that first trade, so that day was whack. Here's another one. Stop loss wasn't bad. Took the buy at 750. It just didn't get all the way to our 750 mark, so I didn't count that. I was being fair since I didn't count mine. Here's another one. Just too indecisive. You probably would have took the buy here. Look at it. It went up, came back down again, or went back up first, then came back down. This one shot it more past it, then came out of it. Just too confusing right here, right? So I consider it a losing trade. Stop loss was hit if you had took it directly at the 750. But like I said, I give you more opportunity to give a chance on M1. But it was just too up and down, a lot of consolidation. This is what you call one of those open and ascending triangles. It was going ascending triangle, just back and forth going up. That's exactly what happened. But regardless, how we took the trade at the 750 would have lost. Here's a winning trade. Hopefully we would have been, looking to take buys here. As soon as it started to break this 350, you really didn't get a retest, so you probably would have had to basically take it at that 350 on smaller time frames, because on H1 it just completely breaks through. Reason, like I said, I like the 700s, odd flats, because at 300, it gave you that opportunity of breaking, retest the 300, and then took off. Here at 350, it didn't really give you an opportunity to get back in unless you went on smaller time frames. Here's another opportunity if you had took the sell or if you had took a buy at 550. Stop loss would have got hit on either side. So like I said, you could have went down to M1, but even if you went down to M1, the chances would have been slim because we're above we're above the 11 moving average. You probably would have been looking to take a buy, so we're above. Stop loss would have got hit had you not taken, have you not taken a buy. I mean, stop loss would have got hit had you took a sell or if you took a buy, because if you took a buy and never pushed to the next level, or if you took a sell, stop loss would have got hit, or unless you got in a good entry and then rolled it down. So it was just too confusing. So I didn't, I counted it as a loss. Here's another loss that probably could have been a great buy. During the time of 6 o'clock, we was floating around at 750. 8 o'clock probably would have tried to look and take the buy from the 750, but market pushed all the way back down. Looked like it was just done in one candlestick, so it was a hard push for more than 6,000 pips, which means our eyes probably wouldn't have caught it, especially just being in that one H1 candlestick. We probably would have just shot all the way down, hit our stop loss, and then actually push in our right direction. Like we can go down to, let's look at it. So what day is this? The 15th of July. We can go down because I want to be fair. I want to just show you 15th of July was right here. So even if you did probably go down to smaller time frame, hopefully we wouldn't have been trying to look to take a sell. 750 since we're above 11 moving average. So like I say, during the time of where is it? 1500, we still floating down. So since we are up under, the 11 moving average on the time of 1500. See how we still floating up under, still floating up under, not necessarily telling us to take a buy. Then it broke above. So even if you had took the entry like right there, let's see if the stop loss. So if we took the entry right here, stop loss still probably would have got touched. So I was just too confusing. I kind of as a loss, even though if you had waited just a little bit more, even if you waited for those first bullets to go up and you had took it right after it closed, looking for it to break above, stop loss still would have got hit. So I just considered it as a losing trade. It was just not in our favor at that point. But yeah, where was it? So yeah, I counted that as a losing trade. Here was another losing trade. We probably would have been looking for buys at this 350. Take the buys at this 350. And when you take the buys at 350, stop loss probably would have got hit because it just continued to go down. Actually push, hit the stop loss, and then actually push all the way back down. So that 350 was not even good to take a trade. You basically have to go to M1 to try to get a good entry and have the proper way direction, which is we truly wouldn't have known. This one probably would have been a losing trade, especially just saying that we was floating up under this 66 moving average. Probably would have been trying to take a buy at this 150, or even if you took the buy and it didn't make it to the next level, so that would have been a losing trade. Or if you would have took a sell at the 150, stop loss probably would have got hit. So yeah, it's a losing trade. Here's another one. 7 o'clock started. 8 o'clock came back, retested. 950, and it actually pushed to the next level, which is great. Here's another one in trade. 150 got touched first. Take the buy at 150. Went up, came back down, went up, hit the TP. So I counted that as a winning trade. Here's another sloppy one. Like I said, I didn't know whether to take a buy or sell. So I had stop losses on both sides. 6,000 on both sides, and it was just too sloppy up in there. So either way, buy or sell, we probably would have lost this trade. But what do we see? We see that this was one of those where I think the 300 level would have worked had we known. But regardless, it was a losing trade. Here's another one. 7 o'clock came back, retested. We also are above this 11 moving average. So definitely would have been looking to take a buy. Could have got a better entry, but still a winning trade. Give you that one. Here's another one. Both sides going down, came back up. It was down, came back up. Shot all the way up, came back down. Shot all the way back up. This was a losing trade at each level. So that's a losing trade. I don't want that one. Here's another one. I'll give this one to you since it was up under the 11 moving average. We're also floating around this 950. So didn't give you a retest during the 1 o'clock. I mean, H1 structure, but it could have went on smaller time frames since it took a flat out sell as it came to this 950. Causing it to be a winning trade. Here's another sell. Another loss because it never hit none of the levels this day. Trashy day. Here's another one. Could have possibly took an entry here at the 11 moving average, but I just played the road, like kept it simple. 750 was the first one that got touched. Hopefully, it would have been trying to take a buy instead of a sell. If you would have took a buy, stop loss go to 60 pips. TP go to the next level, which would have been great. But here's another buy opportunity. As you see, you probably can see it's a wick right here. It shoots all the way down here. First one that happened, we also are front of the 11 moving hours, so I probably would have been looking to take a sell anyway. Take the sell. When the sell happened, went all the way back down to the next level, which is great. So here's another one. 6 o'clock, came back to 950. 7 o'clock, retested 950, take a buy, let it ride the next level. Here's another one. It did good, 750 or 8 o'clock, came back down, retested 150, take the buy since we're above this 11 moving average, also pushing off the 11 moving average. Take the buy, winning trade. Here's a losing trade. First one that got hit was 550. Stop loss would have got hit, even if you had took a buy there. If you had took a buy or sell, stop loss would have got hit on either side, which is not a winning trade. So here's another one that was just too confusing. I feel like we probably would have been trying to look to take sales here. Yeah, rejection, rejection, rejection. So we probably would have been trying to look to take a sell, even though we were above 11 moving averages. It was just too many times that it hit where we possibly would have been looking to take a sell. So I considered it a losing trade, but it had potential to be a winning trade had we known and waited and been more disciplined in our style of trading and wait for it to break and close above 950 on smaller time frames. Like I said, it didn't give us a retest on H1, but on smaller time frames, it gave us a couple retests. So you could have caught that. I don't really trade at those 950s. This trade right here would have been a perfect trade at the 900. As you see, 900 is directly smacked. Yeah, because I'm not going to keep going through this because I'm tired as hell. But yeah, this is a losing trade. Why? Because it didn't push the whole level. This was a winning trade, even though stop loss almost got hit. Losing trade, had you took a sell or a buy. Here, took a buy, stop loss got hit. Here's another one, stop loss got hit. Another one, stop loss got hit. Even though could have possibly got a better entry. Just right now, just taking it directly at this 150. Sell, stop loss got hit. Stop loss got hit the day before. This right here is on a trade. Had you done it properly, let it pull back up. Let it pull back up to 550. Take the buy. Day before, first one that hit. It really didn't hit it, but I counted it anyway. 550. Touched it. Could have been looking to take a buy to the next level. Barely came to the next level, so you have to get out the market before it actually sold. Here's another one. Take the buy. I don't know why I have it marked as a no, but it actually pushed to the next level. We're gonna go by, and I think that's it. But yeah, because I just want to show you the difference between the two and let you see it for yourself. I truly believe our flats are way more better than trying to use I flats. Flats are more powerful, more easy, more simple in the sense of direction. Flats are more simple when it comes to just being simple. You know, why overly complicate something? But yeah, because hit me back if you have any questions about anything or any concerns, or if you feel like I made a mistake or some of them, let me know and we can go back and recheck. I don't want to go through all of them, but we can go through majority of them. So let me know. All right, I'm out.